Okay, so yesterday we started with what kind of activities actually we can give to the students. Previously, we talked about the activities in umbrella terms. Okay, what kind of sub activities we can design, exact activities at different levels we can design. We did that yesterday. Okay, so we did a lot of activities. For instance, we talked about interviewing. Okay, bringing someone in the class and interviewing him, and then we would like to teach the students some predictions and listening to specific information. So it's really up to you. At the beginners level, you might be looking for the gist, or you might be looking for some specific information, or you might be looking for detailed information. So it really depends upon your level also, and what students you have. Then we had the pictures, where by listening the students were supposed to arrange these pictures according to the story, the recorded story that they listened to. Okay. Then we had telephone message. How do we listen for a message, and how do we remember the message and communicate? So there was a mother whose daughters were out to the cinema, and then the students were supposed to take down the exact messages what this lady, Mrs. Galloway, was getting from the callers. Okay, so it was perhaps this conversation was made for teaching. Okay, this conversation wasn't a live conversation. Wasn't an authentic text, I would say. So this was a created one. So you can also create this with your friends sitting together, and you can record it for the students and for the activities in the class. Okay, let me admit few of the students. Okay. Other than that, we did how to fill in the form by listening to the recordings. Okay, so we should be the student should be good enough to listen to what name is it, the address, place, time. These are specific details that if you have already provided this form to the students, so they would be all ears, they would be careful, they would be listening it thoroughly about, particularly about this, what name has been told, what place, what time. Otherwise, if you have not given them the form before you play the recording, then they would not know what to focus on. Okay. I told you that in international proficiency exams, listening skills are also tested, and these are tested in a similar way. Questions are in front of the students, and they have already read the questions usually, and then they play the recording. So when you have read the question, or when you have given this form or the questions to the students, so it would be easier for them to focus on certain information specifically. Otherwise, they would not remember the name and date. They would not think that this is important. Their focus would be on gist. But that could be another activity when you need such details. So this should be given to the students before you play the recording, so that they can focus on what is required. Okay. So then in another way, one recording can be used for several purposes, and one listening activity can serve many things, right? For instance, one group can do this, and as it is mentioned in your book, different groups are listening to different information for the completion of this. Okay, maybe the recording is divided, and different groups are, the theme is one. Okay, the whole recording is one, the theme is one, but perhaps for the discussion part, so that the students can discuss what they have listened, they should have listened different things, right? So the students can be divided for the same recording. The students can be divided, and then they should be made to sit together and discuss what information they have got, right? So when the information would be combined, they can fill this report form. Okay, so uh, meaning to say is that one activity can be done in a number of ways. This can be an individual activity also. This can be a group activity also. This can be a pair activity as well. All groups may listen to the same information, which is a complete information. The recording can be divided as it is done here for the different groups, so that there is a discussion part added in the activity. When they discuss it with one another, they would be able to complete the form. So it's really up to the teacher. Okay. Now, what they have listened to, see, group 1 has listened to this, group 2 has listened to this, and then they discuss it together and they fill in the form, right? So when you are making your activity, you have to write down these extracts, okay, for every activity. What did you make the student listen to? Okay. Now, activity number 5, you can give it any name. You can title your activities, but I'm more interested in this part. Okay. What is the activity? Analyzing conversations. Okay. So basically it is for teaching of listening skills. What sub skills are covered here are predicting. Predicting is everywhere. Okay. It's important. I told you that, whenever we are conversing in a language that we are fluent in, for instance, your mother tongue, so we usually predict what would be the answer, what would be the question next, what the speaker would be coming up with, right? So this can be listening for details, listening for text construction. Okay, so this is something newer that we find here, how the text is constructed. Level is intermediate. Now, what happens here is the students are being taught to listen for regret. Okay, for listening to something happening wrong. They have to find out what happened wrong. When did it happen? How did it happen? What was the reason? Who was responsible? Okay, so they have to take all this out from the listening that they would be doing in this activity. Okay, this is the form that is provided to them. They need to find out the problem in the conversation, and these are different conversations. I think these are 3 to 4 conversations, if I'm not wrong. Yes, these are 3 conversations. Okay, but in every conversation there is a problem, and in every conversation there is a cause of the problem, there is a result, and they have to determine whose fault was it and why was it his fault. Okay, so with these 3 recordings, they are going to do a number of things, right? Firstly, the students would learn how to tell about something that went wrong. Okay, so this unit, they have called it regrets, how to express regrets or telling something that has gone wrong. So in every recording that they would listen to, there are 3 in number. Someone is telling about the holiday they went for and something that went wrong. Okay, so they would be listening to the stories of the people, 2 people communicating with one another, one asking and the other telling the story. So the students are told that they are going to listen to 3 people talking about something that has gone wrong on the holidays, and they would look at the photographs on the next page and they try to predict what the problem is likely to be in each case. They can discuss it in pairs and groups to think of all possibilities they can. Okay, so this is what they are going to listen to, and this is the pictures are not really clear because I don't think this is a first edition. By first edition I mean the true edition. I think it is a copied one or photocopied one that has been uploaded. So the pictures are not clear, so we would not talk much about these pictures. Okay, so these are the recordings, 3 recordings, and then the students are going to fill in this chart. or the form. Okay, so you will be providing them prior to playing the recording. So what was the problem, cause, what happened, result, and okay. So if you have done your homeworks, can you tell me what happened wrong? What went wrong in the first holidays? You know, these people who went for the holidays, what went wrong with them? Quickly, go to your chat and tell me what happened in the first one. What went wrong? What was the problem basically? In a sentence, just tell me in a sentence. Of course, we have not listened. We have actually, read it. But if you have done your readings, I just want to know if you have done your readings. What went wrong in the first one? You don't have to narrate the whole story. Just tell me in a line what went wrong. Because as your students would also have to, just find out what was the problem. Yes. Okay, the money was snatched, the wallet was snatched. This is Aksa. And Adina is also right. Fine. This, see, from this long and extract, what your students have to do, they have to find this problem, what you have narrated to me. Okay. So as teachers, if you're unable to locate the problem, then it's a trouble for your students anyway. Okay. You know, Asma Dutani, perhaps she's gone for a little more details, but the problem was basically we are not really interested who stole the money, right? When we are talking about what happened wrong or what went wrong, it was only that he was without money because the wallet had his credit cards money also. So if you just say that the wallet was stolen on the holidays, that's enough. That means that your students have listened to it correctly. If they are able to locate this problem in a single sentence, you don't have to write details that uh, the car was parked there and he put it in front on the dashboard, and the window was open. You don't have to write all of this, but you just need to, if you're, of course you would refer to the cause, what why did this happen, and it should not have happened that way. But as far as this section is concerned, problem, the money was stolen, okay, or the wallet was stolen, right? So since we do not have time, but I assume and I hope that you have read all of these three and this can be solved then. Okay, now with the same extract, um, you are going to ask your students to listen to the conversation again, okay? And you will ask them to notice or to observe how do people ask for holidays, indicate that there was a problem, then how you can ask what happened, how to show sympathy in what words and what forms. And then as an activity, the students are supposed to relate the story back to their own experience if they have any. And this is all, right? So within this recording, the teacher is able to create other activities also, okay? So this is for the specific details. And this is about the forms, teaching the students how they can ask about holidays from someone. How did the other person spend the holidays? Okay. And they should know how to tell about the problem, what happened, and how to ask about what happened, how to show sympathy if something went wrong with someone. And then if they have listened correctly, so they can do it in their own words, okay? And they can tell about their experience if they have any, or you can ask them to just tell the other student what he has heard, or what he has listened to. Okay, so now then thirdly, what you can do with this conversation is they can work with partners, and they can make conversations about situations like something that is following the diagram. Just wait. Okay. Suhela, your mic is on. Okay. Now, what is the teacher doing while the students are doing these activities? Because once they are told to do these activities, they are of course doing it. This can, the teacher can check because this comes in writing, okay? But what the teacher is doing is, while the students are busy doing these activities, the teacher is going around in the room, and she's checking the work also, and she is trying to solve if the students have any problem. Okay, so she basically encourages them to speak, and she encourages them to try to use the language by themselves. Just wait. Okay, let me enter a few of your class fellows here. Okay, right, so the teacher isn't there directly involved in these activities, other than that she plays the recordings and she provides them the chart. Now the students are engaged because they are required to talk to one another. They are required to relate the story about their own experience, or they might be telling the same story as they have heard. So most of it is between the students, but what is the role of the teacher? She is moving around, seeing that the students should be doing the activity correctly, they should not have any problem, and they are they should be encouraged to use the language by themselves. Okay, now they work with a partner and make conversation about the situations in the diagrams. Okay, the diagrams are not really clear. They can ask what happened, they can sympathize, they can ask about what happened in the end, like the results, and compare the problem to their own experience. Okay, so this is what they're supposed to do. These are some of the situations that they can talk about while just wait for a minute. Okay, so you can just give them some prompts, okay, so that there is a brainstorming in the class and they can talk about it, right? So they can compare here. These are some of the problems that might happen on flights or on holidays: lose passport, leave bag on bench, have to get new ones at the embassy, wife's fault, didn't leave passport at hotel, all of these. Okay, so these are some of the problems that you can once they have listened to the recorded problems or recorded problems of people conversing about their holidays and things getting wrong there. So for conversing, for communication activity, or for speaking activity, you can just do the brainstorming, give them these ideas. So this shows you that listening extract can be used for a variety of different purposes. Okay, language skills to language analysis, and as a stimulus for language production, all of these, right? So they were practicing this listening skills and language skills. They were talking about the forms, how to ask questions, how to sympathize, and what words you can sympathize with a person, and how can you ask what happened, what went wrong with them. And as stimulus for language production, I told you that After listening, they are asked to narrate their own experiences and compare their experiences with what they have listened to. So an activity can be molded, can be improvised, can be used in a number of ways. Okay, now I told you that this seems to be recorded for teaching purpose. Okay, this is not the actual conversation that goes on. Why? We see it in complete sentences. We do not see the slips. We do not see the ellipses. Okay, this is a very smooth kind of a conversation. So perhaps this is a recorded one, especially recorded for teaching purposes. Now we are coming to what is actually required for the students to practice in listening. Now the students, of course, they have to use the language in actual language situations, okay, in actual social situations, in actual business situations, okay, in actual encounters, you would say. So another activity is at the post office, where the actual conversation between the customer and the person who's working in the post office is recorded, and then the students would listen to this conversation, which is an actual one, and there are ellipses also, and there is loud thinking also. So but they must get an exposure to the real encounters. Okay, so this is a recording at the post office, and the students would be analyzing language exchanges, how the conversation goes on when someone goes to the post office. And this is a little advanced kind of an activity. Okay, this is upper intermediate or advanced, because when you would read these sentences, they would not make any sense. Okay, but see, there are breaks also. Okay, and the conversation right, send that first class please. Okay, so it isn't starting, it doesn't have a proper starting, we are not even introduced with people, so it just starts here, that one wants to go first class, right? We will see if it is. If it's not, it's not 41, it's a 60. I thought it would be, I would be the, here is, you know, the person is thinking 60 pen 6 seconds. There was, lovely, thank you. Okay, 70, 80, whoops, 90, 100, thanks very much. That's thank you. So see, 70, 80, whoops, 90, 100. Someone is counting here loudly. Okay, which actually happens. People count loudly sometimes. Okay, and then there is a break. We have breaks while we speak. Okay, because we might be thinking, we might be looking for appropriate or proper words. So, you know, this one is the customer, and this one is, you know, the officer, the officer at the post office. Okay, so basically, if you try to make out something immediately for the beginner level or for the intermediate level, the students would not be able to. But if you are conducting this activity at the advanced level, so the students would look at the transcript, right? Being messy and being arbitrary, of course, are the characteristics of real language, and they will realize this. Okay, and when they are going to re-listen to it, or they are going to, you know, focus on this transcript, they'll find out that this is a conversation between a customer and this post office officer. So this customer wants to send something, and he hands him over that thing, and then he pays for it and gets the details, and then it's over. Okay, so these are the details of real language use. Okay, so besides giving your students a practice from reading aloud in the class by the teacher, or putting an extract from the novel on the recording, or um, putting movies, okay, making them listen or watch movies for the sake of dialogue. So those are different things, but specifically this activity should be added if someone is teaching listening skills. The actual encounters, the true language that they would need when they are at such places like the post office. Maybe you can be at the grocery shop. You can record language at the grocery shop, at the banks, at other public places. So that's the real language that people might need to use. Okay. Otherwise, teaching through fiction or teaching through your own created dialogues, of course, would serve the purpose to a certain extent, but using the real life communication is very, very important as far as teaching of listening skills is concerned. Okay. Now, coming to the sound of music, this is a very old method of learning a language. Okay, whenever someone is interested in learning some language, not specifically, apart from learning of English, they start listening to music. Okay, because there can be number of reasons. It's a powerful stimulus. Most of the people are interested. Okay, um, because music is music, maybe it talks about the emotions also, and it is for pleasure also. So people do not take music as a burden even if it is played in the classrooms, right? And it is a very old method of actually learning the language, especially the listening skills. Okay, so um, you know the piece of music can transform the atmosphere of the class. It can make it relaxed also. It can improve the mood of the students, and then they are asked to listen to the music for some particular activity. Okay, for instance, if you look at this seventh activity, yeah, so activity is about understanding song lyrics. Okay, and they would be listening, and they would be assessed through reading for general and detailed comprehension, and this is an intermediate level. Okay, now what kind of a song should be selected? Again, it really depends on the teacher, what song she would like to bring in the class. This can be through the popularity of the songs, the interest of the students, something that is very much in vogue, and something that is really up to the level of the student. So it really depends what kind of music the teacher would choose. So this teacher has chosen some music, and this is called as ironic. Okay, this song is called as ironic, and as you must be well acquainted with matching the columns. We keep on doing it during the exams also. So the students are asked to match the numbers on the left with the verses on the right. So what they have heard first, then there's a chorus. So what they have heard second, okay, then there's a chorus, and the third. So they just need to match this column to this column, what they are listening to. Firstly, whether they have listened to A, B, or C, or D. What comes first? How does the song start? Because I've not listened to this music. I do not have an idea, but from the activity you can easily understand how can you utilize music or musical lyrics in the classroom in order to teach the listening skills. Okay. Now, there are many other ways of using song lyrics. As I told you, from single recording, you can do a lot of things. Teacher can give student lyrics with various words blanked out. Okay. Now, besides giving students, matching the column, The teacher can also give them fill in the blanks, right? Like the blanks are missing, like the words are missing and they have to, fill in the blanks as they listen to the music. Okay. So the teacher can give students a list of words and ask them to listen to the song to see which of the words are used. This is the third activity. Matching the columns, fill in the blanks, and then a list of words where some words are truly used there in the lyrics and some words are not in the lyrics, but the teacher has just added them for the activity so that students recognize or tick mark only those words that they were able to listen to. Okay. The teacher can ask students to put lines in order or complete half-finished lines, or the teacher can simply have students listen to a song and say what they think the title might be, or say where they would most like to hear it. Okay. So within one song, there are 5 to 6 activities that can be created by the teacher. So if you're preparing or if you're creating an activity, a music activity in the classroom for teaching or speaking skills for your assignment, so you need to put the lyrics. Okay. You can use fill in the blanks also. You can use completing the lines, complete lines. You can use identifying words, whatever you want to do, but you need to put the lyrics and you need to tell about the song as well. Okay. So that's it for teaching of listening skills while teaching English as a second language, right? So I would like to remind you that I would prefer the same patterns as we have done in listening. Okay, follow the same pattern. That it's really up to you if you're choosing the reading skills or any of the 4 skills. Writing we have not done, but we would be done before we start with our presentations. Okay, we'll be doing the deductive skills, speaking also. So the pattern of your assignment should be taken from here, especially these headings. Okay. I hope this teaching of listening skill is clear to you. We cannot meet on Saturday as was decided because it would be 9th Muharram. It would be, one thing, it would be officially off, and the other thing is, there might be net issues also. Okay. So we will not even try to get connected because it's officially off, and we have our students who might be busy during Muharram. So I'll inform you about the next class. I'll be in communication with your CR. Okay. Okay. Someone is saying something in the chat. Okay, Asma Dutani, I'll upload the lectures. I've been uploading it on my YouTube channel, but I'll do the same on the LMS. Okay. Right. Okay, I'll see you in the next class next week. Take care.